Hello everybody, this is Anton Beatty here, and I got a very special guest with me that you all probably know. I'm here with Cathy Scott, a former award-winning reporter for the Las Vegas Sun, who also wrote articles for the LA Times as well as the New York Times. The author of several books on a wide range of subjects, like Susan Berman, the daughter of David Berman, the mob figure that replaced Bugsy Siegel after his own murder, called Mafia Daughter, Life and Tragic Times of Susan Berman, as well as Ted Binion, who died in 1998, the gambling executive, in the book The Death in the Desert. I've been a big fan of Cathy Scott for over 10 years now, as she's investigated Tupac's death probably more than anybody, and wrote an extremely detailed book called The Killing of Tupac Shakur, which is one of those books that each time you read it, you'll pick up more and more things. She also wrote a book equally as detailed about Chris Wallace, The Killing of Biggie Smalls. You could get all these books on Amazon. I suggest everyone do. She's also featured in the DVDs Before I Wake and Tupac Assassination, which came out in October of 2007. So if you haven't read those books or watched those DVDs, pick them up. Well, first of all, Ms. Scott, thanks for being on here.
Well, thank you, and thank you for such a warm and wonderful intro.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for being on here. Now,
Oh, you're welcome.
Real quick, most people want to know, are you going to be in part 2 to Tupac Assassination that's going to be released later this month?
Yeah, I am in it. I don't quite know what I said in it, but, because it's been edited down, but yeah, I'm told I'm in it.
Right, okay, good. Now, the way you got started on Tupac's murder, you got a call the morning after he got shot. Is that right? Was that pretty much...
Yeah, it was about 5:30 in the morning, and the police and everybody they were all at the scene.
Okay. Now, let me get to the meat of it. You wrote really, again, the second of which I suggest people get the revised and expanded edition of The Killing of Tupac Shakur. It has a little bit more information. The initial one released back in 1997. Who killed Tupac?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. I mean, all the evidence points to, members of the Crips killing Tupac. There are a couple of theories out there, and I don't, right off the bat, I do not believe it was Suge Knight.
Oh, wow.
There's not a shred or ounce of evidence, and they have looked at him, and if there were any evidence, they would have gotten him a long time ago. They wanted him bad.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. The fact that Suge Knight has been arrested for ridiculous things.
Yeah, he's the Teflon boy right now. They can't get him, but yeah, they're trying to throw the kitchen sink at him and hope something sticks because they can't get him on what they really want to get him on. He didn't do it. He had nothing to do with it. That's my thing.
Oh, I agree. What about who... I heard of him before in a book that Randall Sullivan wrote, but who was really introduced to the public back when Tupac Assassination came out. Reggie Wright.
Oh, Reggie Wright. Yeah. Well, Reggie Wright owns Right Way, and I believe he's been looked at before. I mean, I don't think that one's been put to bed yet, but I haven't seen anything that proves to me that Reggie Wright did it. I mean, unless Randall Sullivan came out with some big,
Oh no, he pretty much regurgitated. Randall Sullivan pretty much regurgitated the old 10-year-old theories about Suge Knight possibly being behind his death. He talked maybe about
the way that scenario goes is that those guys had radios and Right Way knew where he was going to be, and Reggie and Right Way knew where he was going to be, obviously, because they all were hooked up. But someone there that night knew where Tupac was and tipped off somebody. That doesn't mean it was Reggie Wright.
Well, let me ask you this, because that's interesting. That's what a lot of people mention. A lot of people talk about how the fact that the killers knew where Tupac was.
Well, but the mole. I mean, I've had this one thrown at me too, but the Metro Police clearly didn't appear to want to solve the murder. And I always thought, and I was told, that those 8 police officers, and I believe I named them in my book, the ones who were moonlighting for Right Way and Suge Knight that night, which is very common in this town to have off-duty cops moonlight. That's what they do. They're at the convention center and everything else. They're allowed to do that. And it's actually, you go through the police department to get off-duty cops.